What's up, everybody? I know it has been a while since I've done any type of video, let alone live stream. My last one, I live streamed the Forza Horizon 6 farming method for gaining a lot of credits in Forza, but we won't talk about that. Today, we're going to be talking about how I got rid of my gaming laptop for travel, and I'm going to turn the living room PC into a travel PC in a small form factor case using the K101 Mesh 3F from, oh my goodness, I don't even know the brand. I forgot what the brand is called. It is called PCCooler, I believe it's what the brand is called. But that is the case that we're going to be using here. I will probably have it in the title, but I want to go over some of the parts here. But other than that, subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you guys don't miss out any future videos or live streams coming to the channel. So let's go ahead and talk about the parts in this build.
100 times a day, you'll get tired of my voice. That's how much I'm gonna...
With this particular case here, you are going to need a double-sided PCIe extension cable. I went with the Gen 5 PCIe riser cable, so this will fit in this particular case properly, and I won't have any issues. So I went with the 19 centimeter length cable by Link Up. You guys can find this pretty reputable. Didn't want to cheap out on these types of cables because I've heard of these things going bad over time, but obviously if you're going to be traveling a lot and it's going to be shaking around, I want something durable that can last. So this is the PCIe 5.0 riser cable that can use any newer GPU and on, right? So there's that. And of course, you guys know the motherboard in here already. You guys can see that last video up here in the top right corners of your screen, but we're just going to take everything else out of this system, obviously other than the CPU cooler, and we're going to stick it into this new case. I don't know what I'm going to do with this case or this build. Maybe give it to somebody or whatnot. But very unique case, very unique build. And of course, for the GPU, we went with the 5070 small form factor GPU. And I did get rid of the GPU that was in this PC. And a whole lot of other stuff has happened in between that and time. So yeah, small form factor RTX 5070 small form factor by Gigabyte. Got a Gigabyte motherboard, so we're gonna match everything there. So this thing is super tiny and it fits within the case. And then of course for the CPU cooler, we went with the ID Cooling 47mm in height CPU cooler that will fit as well within the gapping of the case itself. So yeah, I went with the IS47 XT version 2 of this. And the nice thing I like about this is the installation for the heatsink is super simple. 2 screws on the top and bottom or one side to keep it simple. And you have access to it compared to some of the other coolers where I saw you had to fiddle with it and have weird angles and things like that. So this is the one I went with. And of course for the power supply, I went with the Lian SP850 version 2 gold. I went with an 850 watt because in the event, if I decide to go with the 5080 or any higher wattage requirement GPU that's not a 5090, this will be able to supply that. This particular power supply is, whoo, almost dropped it. It is modular and it comes with these cables here down below in this description. So pretty cool thing. Fan of Lian, like their products. So I went with this particular one here. And then here we go. So here is the case a little bit more in detail. So this is the PCCooler case, right? And it is this model here, the K101 Mesh 3F. Now, this particular case can do I will read the box on the description. The max GPU length is 340 millimeters. With the max CPU cooler height at 68 millimeters is why we went with the 47 millimeter cooler height. And then of course you have support for top 2 120 15 millimeter slim fans, and then 120 15 millimeter bottom fans. And you can do 2 of those as well if you'd like. And then power supply support is only a SFX, so I can't use the full ATX power supply 850 from my build here. Other than that, this thing weighs about 3.49 kilograms, so it is fairly tiny itself. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up so you guys can see this case out of its box and out of its shell. It already comes with a handle, which is pretty cool. And I just want to share this so you guys can compare it to the ITX case that I have here next to it. All right, so let me get this thing out here. Okay. So here is the case. That is how thin it is compared to this guy. If you stand it up, it is about 3/4 the height of this thing, and it is a triple slot GPU support, and of course you have the motherboard tray here in the back, and it's got a lot of holes in it. But yes, this is what I like about this. This thing already comes with a handle. It's pretty durable, and of course you have everything else here, right? So I don't know what I can fit this thing in. I've seen people online fit it into like their suitcase, some backpacks. I'm sure I can fit this in my camera bag if I took my cameras out. But another reason why I went with this, right? I know we were talking about fans. This particular case, by the way, toolless entry. Look at that, kind of like this case here. This particular case already comes with 2 top-mounted fans, right? So it's pulling in air through the top, exhausting it through the bottom. Then you have another space here for a singular fan, which I think I might stick the hard drive in there, but I don't know if I want to do hard drives in this particular build since you're going to be carrying it around. And of course, here on the bottom, you have a dust filter as well. I don't know how well that will hold up over time. But yes, it comes with 3 fans, which is super interesting. The reviews, some people were saying that, you know, they were surprised that it came with fans since the listing doesn't show it, and I bought this on Amazon. But it comes with 3 fans here. For your motherboard, right, it's going to sit on the other side. I believe this is where the power supply will go. But as you guys can see here, it's all toolless entry, which is pretty neat, right? So here's the other cover. There's that. You got your toolbox set here. For the case, comes with a bunch of zip ties, comes with instructions, and it comes with mounting screws as well. Really neat. So it's not labeled or anything, but the instruction manual is going to show that, so you have that in there, and a bunch of zip ties to make it all neat. So without further ado, let's go ahead and build this little small form factor PC.
Would you be my Valentine? Pray to find the right one when the time is right. Valentine? Would you be my Valentine? We laid under the willow tree the last weekend of summer. The empire at our fingertips, the autumn to discover. If I would have had the worthiness to be the perfect lover, would you stay under the willow tree?
All right, guys, so this is the build The CPU is there, the 7600X3D, the little Lian Li power supply is all there and connected. This is my first time doing an ITX build. So what I'm gonna do now is power this thing up and see how it looks. But there is the back side, or the GPU side. And we've got some clearance here for like a hard drive. But my plan is to just upgrade the SSD, the M.2 drive here later on. But yeah, this thing was super fun to build in, very difficult. Well, let's go ahead and power this thing on and see if it'll actually turn on. Okay guys, so here it is. I don't know if you guys can tell, but there's a little blue light here. So let's see if it turns on and not explode. Oh! There she is. Oh, snap. First try, let's see if it'll post. Let's tilt the camera up, let's see if it'll post. Well, I think it still has to install the drivers, but okay. So here it is running. There's the CPU fan there. Then here we'll go ahead and just pan over to this side. Oh, GPU spinning. This is pretty darn cool. So I'll probably shut down the RGB lights so that, I don't know, we'll see. I mean, it looks pretty cool, I guess. You're not gonna be carrying this thing around while it's turning on. And, all right, it's detecting a device. It recognizes the PC, and boom, we have posted, and there we go.
Would you be my Valentine?
All right, guys, so that is the new small form factor ITX travel PC that has replaced my laptop, because I will can never stand the fact that a laptop will only last a couple years for the things that I need, and then I'm not going to be able to get the money back, or most of my money back, if I spend $2,000 to $3,000, or if not even $4,500 on a decent laptop, right? This particular one, it has the 7600X3D. I can upgrade the RAM, I can upgrade the CPU. It's on AM5. I can fit another newer small form factor GPU, and I can carry this thing around, and it'll be portable for whenever I travel, or if I need to do something on the go, have full desktop capabilities. And honestly, it's pretty mind-blowing on how much stuff that used to fit in this thing fit into here, from my desktop gaming PC to this. So here's the front, or I guess front side, right? Or the motherboard power supply side. Cable management, you guys can scold me on that or give me a thumbs up for that. And of course you have the GPU side, which is the small form factor 5070. The Gigabyte 9070 XT can fit in this case, I believe. It measures out to about 288. This case can fit comfortably 340. And it also has a triple slot, or 3.5, but I would say triple slot with card for the case here. So this is how narrow it is. Here's the small form factor GPU box for the 5070, so you can fit two of those boxes together there. And of course, this case right here is from PCCooler, right? So PCCooler comes in with a built-in handle. It is the PCCooler K101 Mesh 3F. So if you guys want to take a chance at this and build it, I'll have everything listed down below for the parts that I used. Not affiliated or anything like that, but what you guys can do is help me out by subscribing. Help me get past to 1,000 subscribers. And if you're new here to the channel, of course, you guys know what to do. Check out the rest of the channel. Hit this like button, because this thing was super fun to build in. And if you guys have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. And without further ado, this is Red Zone signing off. Keep it real, keep it hot, and keep it raw. Your normal 9-to-5 guy, bringing you some high quality content for you guys to enjoy. Now let's go ahead and see the temps and stuff, and maybe that might be another video. So I'll see you guys later.